WandaVision episode 4 just dropped. Let's break it down, talk about it, find the Easter eggs. Now of course, I'm going to put in a quick spoiler warning right here. If you haven't seen the episode, click off it, go watch it, then come back and watch this. In this video, I'll be breaking down all parts of the episode, showing clips, talking about it, giving theories, finding Easter eggs, and explaining stuff that you missed. It would help me out a lot if you like the video down below, and subscribe if you want to see more WandaVision videos. We do this every single week and it's great fun. Okay, enough talk. We're going to get straight into the Easter eggs. This episode was insane. So the first one that I want to point out right here is when Monica enters the Sword headquarters, the Sword base that we see at the start of the episode. When she's heading through the back, you see a plaque of her mum on the wall. Now her mum's name is Maria Rambo, and in the middle you see Photon. This was her nickname when she was a captain. Now in case you didn't know, Photon is actually the name of Monica Rambeau in the comics. It's her like superhero alias. This could be a potential hint that Monica Rambeau is going to become Photon and join the MCU as an actual superhero instead of just a regular character. Moving on, we have Monica and Jimmy Woo standing outside the Westview. Now this is just a very, very minor detail, but I thought it was quite interesting, so I want to point it out and show other people. Now if you take a look, she has a key card around her neck. And on the key card it just has the Sword logo, obviously because she's working for Sword. Now this tells us that stuff on the person actually carries over when they go into Wanda's reality, because you will remember from last episode, Monica Rambeau had a Sword necklace. This is the exact same thing, it's just made to fit into Wanda's world, much like the helicopters and the beekeeper and everything else that shouldn't be there. Now fast forward a few seconds and you'll see Jimmy Woo, the agent from Ant-Man, meeting Monica Rambeau for the first time. And during the introduction he does this.
James E. Woo, FBI.
This is such a cool little Easter egg. It doesn't mean anything, it's just a really sick little callback to obviously when Scott Lang Ant-Man taught Jimmy Woo close magic and inspired him to learn it.
Close-up magic. I learned that.
Yeah, again, doesn't mean anything, but I thought that was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure everyone noticed it straight away. But yeah, moving on to something much more important. Now, during this same scene, they ask the two police officers about Westview, and these two police officers seem completely oblivious. They have no clue what's going on. They've never heard of Westview. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. And this is pretty obvious, but basically what it shows is that things aren't only altered inside the bubble, inside the pocket dimension, inside the reality. This shows that there's an outside force also controlling stuff. And it can't be Wanda. Wanda only controls stuff inside her little world. There's a force outside of the bubble that's manipulating people, pulling a blind over their eyes so that they can't tell what's going on. Something or someone is manipulating these people. Now further on in the episode, we see Darcy Lewis, who's reprising her role as Kat Denning from Thor 1 and Thor The Dark World. She's been brought in because she's an astrophysicist, and they need someone who has experience going through different dimensions and everything in that field. During the Dark World, she obviously dealt with this a lot, and she has experience with different dimensions and realms and things in that area. Now if you take a close look at the piece of equipment she is using to measure stuff, it says Physioscope Lexington. This might not mean anything, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's just another very, very small hint at mutants in the MCU, because this could be a callback to Alexander Lexington, who's actually a mutant on Earth 616. Now, and a very, very important scene in this episode, we see the beekeeper, or the Sword agent, the beekeeper, whatever you want to call him. We see it from the other point of view. We see him getting sent into the reality via the sewer tunnel. We see him go through the wall and turn from Sword agent in a hazmat suit into man in a beekeeper suit. He does seem to know what he's doing. He doesn't seem brainwashed like Monica did. But there's one very interesting thing that I'd like to talk about on this guy. Now obviously, he climbs up the sewer, he stands up. We've already seen it in episode 2, but now we see it from the other point of view. Wanda says no and rewinds everything and he disappears. But he never comes back out to the real world. He doesn't get sent out like Monica did. He just disappeared. Now, no one knows where he went. We don't know what happened to him yet. But I have a little theory that this could be the origin story of Marvel character Swarm. Now Swarm is basically just a villain slash entity that just consists of a swarm of bees. Now I'm thinking that maybe when Wanda done this, she didn't really mean to do it in particular, but the energy is manifested and reality is kind of warped and turned this beekeeper with bees around him just into a swarm of bees. If they do want to bring Swarm into the MCU, This would be a pretty cool origin story, and it would be very easy to explain. Let me know what you think about that one down in the comments. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but let me know. Do you think this could be a potential origin story for Swarm? Now again, I've already spoke about this at the start of the episode, but Monica Rambeau as Photon in the comics, her superhero ally. I think in this episode we have a big hint, again, that we could be getting Photon in the MCU. When Wanda expels her from the pocket dimension, she breaks right through the barrier. She gets hit with a reality blast from Wanda. I have a little theory that this could have actually developed or given her the powers, or at least given her energy to develop powers. When she comes flying out the reality, through the dimension, through the wall, whatever you want to call it, there's a million different names for it. If you slow it down, take a look at this. It's down here right now. You can see a red glow around Monica. This could be nothing, but it also could be the energy manifesting inside her body. Now, one of Photon's main powers in the comic is actually the ability to change her appearance. This is pretty fitting considering in WandaVision, the appearance of everyone changes every single episode. She's went from sword agent to 60s character to 70s character. She's changed her appearance a lot in this show. It could be just a very subtle theme again towards Photon. Again, let me know what you think of the Photon theory down in the comments. I want to talk to people about it. I want to see what you guys think. Oh my god! Now we move on to by far the craziest part of the whole episode. This tiny little part where you see Vision, lifeless, grey, exploded head, dead, corpse. Oh, when I tell you, if you've seen my reaction, you would have seen how I reacted to this, but this, one, it scared me because it caught me off guard. Two, my jaw dropped, I couldn't believe this. And three, it left me wondering, what is going on? Like what is happening? Again, it's just a theory. I just wanted to talk about it and say that blew my mind, and I cannot wait to see what that's all about. But I think it could literally just mean that Vision is dead. This whole reality could just be Wanda puppeteering Vision just to fabricate happiness, just to pretend she's happy. This whole time, he could be a dead corpse because we never knew what really happened to his body. It also could mean that if they leave the reality, if Wanda was to leave and try and bring Vision with her, when he leaves the reality, it'll go back to real life. And he'll just slump as a dead grey corpse again. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully we find out more in the next episode because I am so interested in what is going on with Vision. Now, right at the end of the episode, the big cliffhanger, we see Monica out Wanda. She says, "It's Wanda. It's all Wanda."
It's Wanda. It's all Wanda.
I think this almost confirms fan theories about Wanda being the villain. However, I also think it's a decoy. We're only halfway through the show, and the likeliness for them to just reveal the villain straight away doesn't seem too high. I think this is just a throw-off. I don't think Wanda's the villain. What I do think is happening is that someone outside of the reality, or a higher power that we haven't seen yet, who's been hinted at, Grim Reaper, Wonder Man, Mephisto, Agatha Harkness, Nightmare, one of these sinister characters is controlling Wanda and manipulating her to do these bad things. That's personally what I think going on. Let me know what you think. I think Wanda is doing bad things, evil things, trapping people, turning on them, acting kind of sinister, but I also don't think it's her doing it by herself. I think someone is making her do these things. And last thing right here, the episode ends on the song Voodoo Child. This is a song by Jimi Hendrix, and of course I'm pretty sure it just hints at the fact, the ongoing themes that have been in every episode, of that Wanda's kids are tied to the devil. They're sinister, magic, voodoo, witches. It's just a cool little message. It doesn't mean too much, but it's just fitting in with the theme of the whole show, of magic, dark magic, all that sort of stuff. Now that is it for this episode. Let me know if you found anything that I didn't, because I do read every single comment and I want to see what I've missed. I want to learn more about this show. If you want to join my Discord community, click the link in the description. We have so many people who talk about WandaVision, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, all different nerd stuff in pop culture. So yeah, come and join us, it's great fun. Again, overall, let me know what you thought of this episode. I thought by far this has been the best episode so far, with the most information. I am just super excited for the future of WandaVision and the whole future of the MCU as a whole. I cannot wait for next Friday already. It's going to be such a long week. I love you all 3000. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.